Hey everybody, it's the Herb Guy with the Elder Herb Shop, and welcome back to Where Science Meets Nature, a channel where we discuss the medicinal value of plants and other natural substances found in nature all around us, with a little bit of science thrown in because we can. Today's a special video for my friend Kim. Hi Kim! She asked a while back if I would do a video in regards to natural ways to beat depression. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Natural ways to beat depression. Now, unless you've been living in a bubble, and apparently most people have with the recent crisis, depression seems to be a big thing. And because everybody is stuck in their homes and they're not able to socialize, they're not able to get out, they're not able to do the things that they would typically do, they become even more depressed. So what does your doctor do? Well, he does the one thing that doctors do. He writes you a prescription for a drug that may or may not help with your depression. In some cases, antidepressant drugs actually add more depression than what the person was initially experiencing. But they don't ever have the people do what they're supposed to do in order to help beat the depression. They just keep giving them more drugs. And then eventually, either the person dies miserable anyway, dies as a zombie, or kills themselves. You know, death is the common denominator for all of those problems. So, what can you do? Well, one of the first things you could do, surround yourself with things that are positive, right? I mean, you know, if you have family that you like, and there are some of us who have family we don't really care for, but if you have family that you like, hang around them. You know, it depends on which state you're in, of course, and whether you have a lockdown or not. But, you know, that personal connection is something that humans need just in general. It's kind of nice out today, huh? Look at all these. These walks are not going to be very, very common here in a little bit, because once it starts snowing, the herb guy is done doing this in the winter. Anyway, so you get around people that make you feel better. You get around people that make you happy. Those kind of people will help increase the positive chemicals that your body produces, serotonin, endorphins and whatnot, because you're around those people that you like, and that'll help boost your mood. One of the other things that you can do that is not herb related. Now, the first few things that we're going to talk about here obviously are not going to be herb related. That comes a little bit later after our walk when we go back to the office. But exercise. Now, if you're injured, you know, and you can't get up and do uber hard exercises, there's other alternatives. You have yoga, you have other things that you can do, even if you're injured or in a, you know, stuck in your bed or whatever. There's exercises you could do that help release the proper chemicals from your body. There's a gentleman, you know, and I'm not getting paid to say this, but he DDP was a wrestler back in the day, and he's got his thing called DDP yoga, and his yoga starts from people that are bedridden to help them actually exercise and get their bodies moving. And he has actually helped people get out of bed that have been bedridden. It increases your mood. Now, the reason why exercise works is when you start exercising, your body releases endorphins. It releases the feel-good drugs, the dopamine, the serotonin, the norepinephrine, these type of drugs that your body normally produces to keep your mood balanced. And when you exercise, that gets the blood flowing, it gets your brain moving in a different way to help it make it easier to produce the things that you need. Now, I know a lot of people that take a lot of the psych drugs, and, you know, I'm just always so tired. Well, yeah, probably, but, you know, that's also a mindset to a point. And if you don't actually get up and do something, you're not going to be able to get up and do something after a while, because your body will atrophy. The muscles will get weaker and weaker, and then you're going to be stuck in your bed with nothing but excuses as to why you can't get out of bed and why you need more medication. As you can tell, I'm a little frustrated with that. So, you know, you do the exercising, and it's been clinically proven, and down in the description below, I'll put a link that'll show you the science behind how exercising actually helps your body produce the chemicals that you need in order to be a healthier person. Now, if you work out by yourself, it's going to do that. If you work out with other people, it's been shown that it'll actually increase it more, and you'll have that sense of interaction. Because believe it or not, us humans are pack animals. We're pack animals, just like wolves. We go in packs. Now, you'll get your occasional loners, you know, the guys that are okay with being stuck in their bedrooms all the time, whatever. I mean, those people are kind of an anomaly. For the most part, we're herd people. You know, I mean, jeepers criminy, look at society as a whole. We travel in herds. You know, I use the term sheeple for a reason, because people tend to want to do the same thing. That's what we do. So if you surround yourself with things that are positive, right, you're going to be less likely to be depressed. If you exercise, that's also a good way to make your body less depressed. Now, okay, so because everybody was stuck in their houses for what, last 6, 8, 10 months, whatever, they're not able to get out. They're not able to get the sunshine that they need, and you know, sunlight is also very relevant to helping to ease depression, because it actually, on top of all the radiation and everything else that it throws off that people tell you, oh, stay out of the sun, it also has, you know, like vitamin D and other essential nutrients that your body needs in order to function at its optimal level. I'm trying to look and see if we can find some St. Johns Wort, but I'm pretty sure it's done for the year. So, I mean, there's several ways, natural ways, healthy ways you don't have to buy anything. You can do anaerobic exercise in your bedroom. You can do it in your bathroom, anywhere in your house. You know, I mean, jeepers criminy, there's tons of apps out there that you can get that'll help you to get your blood flowing, get your body healthier. And once your body starts becoming healthier, your mind starts becoming healthier. Another thing that you can do is stay away from the negative. And by the negative, I mean, don't read your news feed all the time. You know, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever you have, don't base everything that you hear off of those things. Because that's all negative, you know. Regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on, you know, the other guy's a demon and going to try to kill you. No matter how you look at it. So that's not helpful, you know. When that's all you see is negative, 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 that's going to also get into your brain, and that's also going to help to bring you down. Here's some St. Johns Wort right there. Well, yeah, I can see that, herb guy. That's so clear, thank you. This plant right here, St. Johns Wort, we've talked about this before. Obviously the flowers are normally yellow, but we have a nice batch of it here. We've been cultivating this. This is like our 3rd or 4th year on this particular patch. There's some here and here and here and here. So we've got a nice little patch. We've got a bunch of aster in here as well, which is this purple flower. And aster has its own medical benefits, but depression is not one of them. Clean this out a bit. I think I'll probably come back here later and harvest some of this stuff. But yeah, this is going to be one of the plants that we discuss here in a little bit. But those are the types of things. You got to get the negative stuff off your feed. You got to start looking at positive things that make you laugh, things that make you happy. Those also produce endorphins in your brain, which will also help ease the symptoms of depression. So, give me a few minutes. I'm going to get back into the office. We're going to pull up some herbs, and we're going to talk about the herbs and the science behind them, and easier ways for you to be able to help beat depression naturally. Hang on, folks. All right, so now that we're back in the office, we're going to quickly go over my top 3 picks for natural depression relief. And we'll start with one that almost everybody's heard of, St. Johns Wort. Now, St. Johns Wort's been used for centuries for many, many different conditions. Depression, PMS, menopause, anxiety, and even obsessive-compulsive disorder. Topically, or externally, it's even used to treat rashes and wound healing. Pretty neat, huh? Now, there have been thousands of studies as to the effectiveness of St. Johns Wort for depression, and I've linked to the meta-analysis study in the description section below. It's a compilation of 5,248 papers between January of 1960 and May of 2016. But hey, WebMD will tell you that there's not enough studies been done on St. Johns Wort to say that it can help with depression. But I digress. In that analysis, it states that in modern times, it's most often used to treat depression and similar conditions, such as anxiety and insomnia. Hey Kim, I hope you're listening here. And seasonal affective disorder, also known as seasonal depression. Now, according to science, there are 3 compounds that are shown to increase the levels of chemical messengers in the brain, meaning that your brain doesn't have to work as hard to make these compounds. And, unlike its pharmaceutical equivalents, it's shown to have no side effects, including the decreased sex drive. So how do you use this stuff? Well, actually there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, and this is fairly consistent across all the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today. But the most common way is either the dry herb, which is used as a tea or as a food additive, an alcohol or glycerin-based extract or a tincture, or in the form of pills and capsules. Now, from everything I've read over the years, alcohol extracts is the absolute best way to extract the properties from most plants. But it's all about what makes you comfortable. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next plant, which is Ginkgo Biloba. Now this is a really neat plant. It's actually one of the oldest still living species of tree in the world, with fossils dating back some 200 million years. And scientists suspect that each tree has the potential to live for 1,000 years or more. Now that's pretty neat, huh? But let's move on to why Ginkgo Biloba can be helpful for depression. First and foremost, it's one of the few herbs with compounds that easily break the blood-brain barrier. You see, your body has developed a barrier around your brain to protect it from potentially harmful compounds, and ginkgo slips by that barrier as if it had an access code. Okay, so for the most part, ginkgo is considered to be a brain herb anyway. It's shown to help with memory, loss of appetite, inflammation, anxiety, improving circulation by being a vasodilator, tinnitus, or ringing of the ears, dementia, Alzheimer's, glaucoma, and even low sex drive caused by some depression medications. And not only does ginkgo help with depression, unlike St. Johns Wort, there's no adverse effect when taken with antidepressants. In fact, some studies show that it acts in conjunction with the meds to make them more effective. Pretty neat, huh? There are a ton of other benefits to ginkgo, and it is prescribed worldwide for many conditions, including depression. If you go to WebMD and look up Ginkgo Biloba, it'll tell you that more research is needed, but I think the research is done, and now it's time to actually apply what we know to this pretty incredible plant. So here's my third pick for beating depression naturally, lemon balm. As you can tell from the picture, it's definitely part of the mint family. The aroma of the leaf is more lemony than minty, making it an ideal substitute for peppermint, spearmint, or catnip for digestive disorders for those picky people who don't like mint. Believe it or not, this plant is part of a 3-herb blend that's prescribed around the world for depression, anxiety, ADHD, insomnia, trouble concentrating, and general mental focus. In fact, it's the second most important part of that blend, and the other 2 parts being chamomile and valerian root. Now, from a mental perspective, it is shown to help lower stress levels in the body, and as you can see, a 2004 study found that taking lemon balm eased the negative mood effects of laboratory-induced psychological stress. Participants who took lemon balm self-reported an increased sense of calmness and reduced feelings of alertness. And another study found that it helps to reduce feelings of anxiety brought about feelings of calm. Not to mention, it also has the ability to improve cognitive function, according to science anyway. Okay, so this part doesn't have much to do with depression, but insomnia is a side effect of depression, and I'm throwing this part in for my friend Kim. I hope you're still listening. I told you I had an herb for that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up, and I'm going to throw out a few honorable mentions, but for the most part, I've pretty much talked myself out for the day. So here's my picks for honorable mentions, but you'll either have to do the research on your own or wait for me to get to the video on it. There's lavender flower, chamomile, valerian root, passion flower, and kava kava root. Now, they all have their uses, and there's a ton of research that's already been performed on all of these herbs listed and discussed here today. We just have to start applying it in a practical level and worrying about making people better rather than worrying about profit margins. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give it a like and a share. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of new videos as they come out. Also, feel free to leave a comment below, as the more interaction we have, the higher we rank. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thank you as well for having your patience and waiting for this particular video. I hope everyone stays well and safe, and we hope you have a great day. Stay tuned for more from the Elder Herb Shop and the Herb Guy. Goodbye, everyone.